Hello, dear students. Good evening. I hope I'm audible. Yes. So we'll start our today's session now. Um, so please hold on for a moment. Let me share my screen. So dear children, I would request you to type your queries or your suggestions or anything in the chat box because that's the only way where I'll be able to communicate with you. Yes, Mahita. Yes, Kishan. Good evening. Uh, So yes, we'll start our session today. I know we were planning to take the chapter called sets, but today it's more of a revision type of thing where we'll be solving random problems from different classes. And we'll be discussing the sets chapter completely next month. Okay. So the other Tuesday sessions will go as per plan. And today we'll be discussing some random questions from different chapters. Okay, I think Gokul also joined. Okay, completely fine. So dear students, I hope the screen is visible. It's going to be a random questions from different chapters. So yes, the GM and HM of two numbers are given by 10 and 8. It's clearly given that the geometric mean and the harmonic mean. The very basic idea you should have about these two concepts. What's the geometric mean? What's the harmonic mean? How to find the terms and all. That you have already studied in the chapter in your classes. So the geometric mean and the harmonic mean of two numbers are given by 10 and 8. And the question is asking me to find out what are the two numbers. So you have a formula in terms of A and B when it comes to GM, and you have a formula in terms of HM with these A and B. So you have to use those two formulas and you have the numbers 10 and 8. Then you have to find what are the two numbers when GM is 10 and when HM is 8. I hope I'm audible. Can anybody confirm whether I'm audible or not? There is someone who is saying I'm not audible. Is everything fine? Oh, completely fine. We'll start doing this question. Yes. Here, this is a very simple question, and this type of question often comes in examination. I know GM is given as 10. When it comes to the two terms A and B, the formula of GM is root xy is equal to the geometric mean. That is root xy equal to 10, and I'll be able to write xy as 100. Now, when it comes to HM, they have given the value as 8, and it is 2xy by x plus y. So I have an idea that 2xy by x plus y is equal to, I have xy as 100. I can substitute this as 2 into 100 by x plus y equal to 8. So 2 into 100 by 8 is equal to 25. So you got something like x plus y equal to 25 and xy is equal to 100. Now you have two equations and you just have to solve it. Okay, there is somebody who's already asked option D. Yes, Mahita, it is option D. This is, I hope the question is clear. I'll just show this once again. Okay, I hope you got the answer. I'll just show this. And if there are any queries, yes, thank you, Mahida. If there are any queries, I would request you to type that in the chat box. Very basic question. You have to know two formulas in order to solve this. Very basic idea about what is geometric mean and what is harmonic mean. Okay, I think there are queries in the chat box related to the means also. What is like geometric mean, harmonic mean? Okay. I think you have studied this in the chapters. When it comes to geometric mean, it's the average value, or I would say the mean, which is mostly going to tell you the central tendency of the set of numbers. It's mostly of, we'll be able to solve it by finding the product values. That's why it came something like GM is equal to root of XY. Same applies to HM. So you need to initially understand what is GM, what is HM, and the relationship between both of them. I hope you have heard about those students who are new to this. You have heard about something called arithmetic mean. We have problems with the relationships between AM, GM, and HM. These type of problems comes in examinations. So yes, there is somebody who is okay. Okay, that's completely fine. I hope this question is clear and we'll move to the next question. This is a very simple question. Just a very basic logic that you have to apply and then you will be able to solve it. There is an equation that's given as x square minus 4 root 2 kx plus 2 e raised to 4 log nk minus 1 equal to 0. And they have given for some k. They have not mentioned the value of k. And alpha square plus beta square is equal to 66. Then alpha cube plus beta cube is equal to. If alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, x square minus 4 root 2 kx plus 2 e raised to 4 log k minus 1 equal to 0 for some k. Alpha square plus beta square is given as 66. Then what is alpha cube plus beta? Here, there is a small logic that you have to apply. E raised to 4 log k. You will be able to write this as e raised to log k raised to 4. So e raised to log will cancel and here it becomes k raised to 4. So you have simplified this as into something called k raised to 4. Now you have an equation and you'll be able to find out what is alpha beta, what is alpha plus beta with the general basic equation. If you have alpha plus beta and alpha beta, and you can substitute for alpha square plus beta square. Once you have these terms, solve these terms, you'll be able to find out alpha cube plus beta. So please start trying to answer this question. I think, yes, Mahita. Krishnapriya, Suha, and Deepan. Just wanted to understand whether you're able to follow us. Akshay is also here today. Okay, Rakshita, you're back for today's session. So yes, how you'll do that? It's already given that for this particular equation, alpha and beta are the roots. And alpha square plus beta square is given as 66 and we have to find alpha cube plus beta cube. Yes. I hope the screen is visible. If there is anything, I would request the students to type that in the chat box, then only I'll be able to help you. This is what the equation is. Initially, you have to start with, I have already given you the logic, what you have to do here. It has to be rearranged to k raised to 4. Then you have an equation. You have to find the roots, alpha, beta, and alpha plus beta. If you have that, you can just use the equation alpha plus beta, the whole square is equal to alpha square plus beta square plus 2 alpha beta. You have alpha square plus beta square, that is already 66. You have found alpha plus beta. You can substitute it and you can solve it. And what the question is asking you to find is alpha cube plus beta cube. Is there anything that anyone want to convey? Ishant and Gokul, whether you got the answer? The options are 248 root 2, 280 root 2, minus 32 root 2, and I think minus 280 root 2. So yes, I have seen one question that you have typed. I'll just check it and then get back to you. Just a second. Okay. So start solving this. You have told you got another value also. I want you to type that value in the chat box. Yes. Anyone? Okay, you have not got the question. Okay, completely fine. I'll just explain it again. I hope you have noted down the questions, everyone, Mahita and all. I would just want a reply from you to understand. So yes. Okay. So this is what is given in the question. And we have used the logic a raised to 4 log k. I'll be able to write this as a raised to log k raised to 4. So this becomes e and log gets gone and this becomes k raised to 4. So I'll be able to completely replace this question as x square minus this equation as x square minus 4 root 2 kx plus 2 into k raised to 4 minus 1 is equal to 0. X square minus 4 root 2 kx plus 2 into k raised to 4 minus 1 equal to 0. Now I need to find out alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta is minus b by a. That is minus of minus 4 root 2 k by a becomes star is 1. So minus b by a, so this becomes 4 root 2 k. Now alpha beta c by a, which becomes something like 2 into k raised to 4 minus 1 by a is 1. So you got alpha plus beta, alpha beta. Now they have given you alpha square plus beta square, alpha square here and beta square is 66. So you can just rearrange this equation and you can solve it. We are just using the general equation alpha plus beta whole square equal to alpha square plus 2 alpha beta plus beta square. So here you have alpha plus beta is 4 root 2 k and you have 2 alpha beta and alpha square plus beta square as 66. Now this alpha beta you have already found it as 2 into k raised to 4 minus 1. You have substituted it. So this becomes 4 k raised to 4 minus 2. Now you have a complete equation in terms of k. Something like 4 k raised to 4 minus 32 k square plus 64 equal to 0. 4 is common here. I have changed it and I have rewritten the equation as k raised to 4 minus 8 k square plus 16 equal to 0. Now I need to solve it. So I've just written minus 4 k square minus 4 k square. So I got the answer as k square is equal to 4. If k square is equal to 4, k equal to plus or minus 2. Okay. I hope up to this it's clear to up to this it's clear to all of you. Now coming to taking whether positive or negative value, because what I got for k is plus or minus 2. Here it is e raised to log k raised to 4. So here negative value will not be applicable. So there comes, or we are going to take the value of k as 2. Now I need to find alpha cube plus beta. I know the expansion. So alpha plus beta the whole cube equal to alpha cube plus beta cube plus 3 alpha square beta plus 3 alpha beta square. I have alpha plus beta, I have alpha beta and all of them. So if I'm taking alpha beta outside, I have, or I'll be able to simplify this equation as 3 alpha into alpha plus beta. I have all these terms. You can just simply substitute those terms and you'll get the answer. So I want the students to give me an answer if you have completed the question. The answer is 280 by root 2. You just have to substitute for k once you have expanded it and you just have to simplify it. I'll just show this question from the beginning. I'm so sorry. I'll just show you the question from the beginning. Those who have not written this, I would request you to just go through this. Kishant or okay. The options are like Mahida, 248 root 2, 280 root 2, I think minus 280 root 2, minus 32 root 2. These are the options. And I hope you have written the question also here. Google, please join on next week. In the initial part, I'll give you a very basic description, a theoretical description. I'll prepare slides and come. Okay. Kishant, I have to ask, I have asked you to type down the value that you have mentioned in the chat box. Is this clear? How many of you have got the answer? Or is there anything or any place, any stuff that you feel it's difficult for me? Just type that in the chat box and I'll be able to help you. Okay, how come then? Okay, we'll just recheck this question once again. I hope up to this part it's clear. Something like understanding the case, then alpha cube plus beta cube. Because which option you all got? I want you to type because there is someone who has told me that she got a different answer. I would request all the students to type your replies in the chat box. So alpha plus beta whole cube equal to alpha cube plus beta cube. Here I have taken 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta. Alpha beta was 2k raised to 4 minus 1 and alpha plus beta was 4 root 2 into k. So here also I have typed substituted for alpha into alpha plus beta. Now if I'm taking this side, it will be completely like 4 root 2 into k the whole cube minus 3 into 2 into k raised to 4 minus 1 into 4 root 2 k. Now I have the value of k as 2 because positive is something that is only applicable in this case. So alpha cube plus beta cube, I've substituted for k and that's 280 root 2. I would request the students who have typed some other answer as, okay, there are people who have got 280 root 2. Mahita, I would request you to just recheck. There might be a small calculation mistake because it's on only 3 into 2 into 2 raised to 4. So it's going to be a greater value. So just recheck this. Okay. Just try if there is any mistake or anything that you've made in a point. Just go through the numbers and then check. Okay. Akshaya, is everything clear? Siddharth, is everything clear? I think you have joined after a long gap. Dear children, can anybody respond whether this is clear and can we move forward? Okay, you got the value of k as right. Maybe in the equation during the substitution you have made something wrong. Okay, completely fine. You just check that. I'll also check from my side and then we can. Yeah. This is the next question. This is a very simple question. This often comes with different values. The number of diagonals is 54. Number of diagonals is 28, 27, something like that. Very simple question. If in a regular polygon, the number of diagonals is 54, the number of sides of this polygon. Very simple formula that you have to understand. Number of diagonals is equal to n into n minus. How much are the values? That is n into n minus 3 by 2. That's what the basic formula is. So 54 becomes n into n minus 3. That is 54 into 2. 108 is equal to n into n minus 3. You can form a general equation. You can solve it and you'll get the value of very basic formula. The same thing applies. The same type of question repeats with just a different value. The same question repeats with a different value. So the question is, if in a regular polygon, number of diagonals is 54, then the number of sides of the polygon. We have a formula for number of diagonals, that is, it is equal to n into n minus 3 by 2. And n is the number of sides. So 54 is equal to n into n minus 3 by 2. That is 54 is equal to That's 2 into 54. That's 108 is equal to n into n minus 3. You can form an equation. You'll have two options. When it comes to number of diagonals, you'll only be able to take the positive. So n equal to minus 9, n equal to 12. That will be the two options, and n equal to 12 is the correct answer. Is this question clear? It's a very simple and easy question. Yes, option B, that is, yes, Mahita, it's option B, that is 12. I hope you all are solving this with me. You have your book and pen, and it's not like listening to what I'm saying. You have to solve along with me, then only you'll be able to improve yourself. Kedar, what is the status? Whether you've understood all the questions that we have solved today, or are you having any doubts in any of them? So we'll move to the next question. This is also a question where you have to use the formula that you have studied. Given that P of A bar is equal to 0.6, P of B is equal to 0.6, P of B by A equal to 0.6, you have to find P of A and B. Think of, you have P of A bar, you can find P of A 1 minus P of A bar, that is 1 minus 0.4, you'll have P of A. Now P of B by A, P of A and B. Think of the formulas where you have all these things. The very basic formulas of the chapter that you have studied, which formula you have to substitute, whether you have to find P of A, or is it something like you have to find P of A intersection B, of P of A bar B, what you have to find so that you will be able to get P of A union B. This is what they question. And the options are 0.8, 0.84, 0.7, 0.888. Siddharth, what is the status? We have new audience every day. So I think Dev Datta, Sai Aditya, Manraj, all of them are new students today. How many of you got the answer? The very basic equations. The very basic equations that we have used in our classroom, which has formulas related to P of A, P of B, the probability related formulas. What is P of A union B? We have studied an equation, but there is something extra that is here which becomes P of B by A is equal to 0.4. So how you're going to solve this? Now I'm looking at the chat box itself. Okay. 0.76, 0.7. Most of the people are opting for 0.76 as the answer. Okay, so let's check how we'll be able to solve this question. I think I got 4. Is it option B? Okay, we'll just check what happened. P of A bar is equal to 0.6. So I want to find P of A, that is 0.6. Now P of A by B, I'll be able to write this as P of B by A into P of A by P of B. This is correct only. So in the question, what they have given us, okay, let's check. What they have given us, P of B by A is equal to 0.4. P of A is also 0.4. Okay, 0.4 into 0.4 by P of B is already 0.6. So I'll be able to find P of A by B. Now P of A intersection B is A by B into P of B. So this is already this thing, P of B is 0.6. So I got something like 0.4 into 0.4 as P of A intersection B. Now P of A union B equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. P of A is 0.4, P of B is 0.6 minus 0.16. 1 minus 0.16. Can you all check? Okay. I think two students have opted for 0.7. How you have solved this question? It's 0.4 plus 0.6 minus 0.16. It's 0.84. Whether you have used some other formula, in which way you have answered this question? I would request all the children to look at the screen. This will be like P of B by A into P of B by P of A. This formula we have studied. So I've substituted something like 0.4 into 0.4 by 0.6. Now P of A intersection B is A by B into P of B. That we also know. I have this thing multiplied by 0.6. So it's going to be 0.16. I have the general formula here, P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. Can anybody just type in the chat box what happened, how you have solved? I would request Mahita and Kishan. If you are using whichever formula that you have studied, I think 0.84 only will come. Okay, completely fine. I hope you got this. Mahita, what is the status? And Neela also, what is the status? And even the other children. Krishna Priya. Okay, you took the denominator the wrong way. There is always something that we all have to be careful. It's about the negative mark. Even if you are getting maybe +3 or +4. I took, oh, okay. I took P of A by B instead of P of B by A. You have to be very careful. Okay. Now what I've done is P of A by B. We know this formula. So P of A by B is something like this. 0.4 into 0.4 by 0.6. Now, if I have to find P of A intersection B, it is P of A by B into P of B. So I have substituted it. Okay, B intersection. But B intersection A is not given, right? You are finding numerator and then you have substituted it. Okay, I'll just check it. Okay, I hope for the other two it's already clear. Now we are moving to the next question. The radius of the circle. This is also just the application of the very basic general formula that you have studied. The radius of the circle. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I have stopped sharing screen. Okay. The radius of the circle x square plus y square plus 2x plus 2y minus 7 equal to 0. Think of the general formula of the circle and then do the substitution. X square plus y square plus 2x plus 2y minus 7 equal to 0. They are asking you to find the radius. You have a general formula for the circle. You have to just substitute or compare it with what is given in this and you will be able to give me the radius. Okay, there is option C. Somebody has typed option C. Neela, I'll come to you. Okay. Is the radius option C? What is the general equation? X square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy minus 7 equal to 0. And I have to find the radius, that is g square minus f square minus c. T is 7. All these terms are 1. So it will be 1 plus 1 minus 7, that is plus 7, which is 9. That is a squared. So a becomes 3. Very simple question that's going to give you marks. A very simple question that is going to give you marks. Can we move forward? That was a simple question, I guess. I would request others to also respond something, somebody like Anudeep, Deepan, Harinishri, Siddharth, Darun, Akshaya. There are a lot of students because based on your reply only, I'll be able to get a better idea. Okay. So yes, we are planning to move forward to the next question. Okay, I'm not going to give you the series. So sum of all two-digit odd numbers. So when it comes to sum of all two-digit odd numbers, it starts from 11 and it ends in which number? There is a common difference that's happening between each and every one. With the common difference, you can identify what type of series it is. You can find the nth term and then you can find the sum of n terms. Sum of all two-digit odd numbers is it something like 5049, 2530, 4905 or 2475? So you need to think of where the two-digit odd number starts and where it ends. The first and the last one. If you have the first, second, third, you will get a common difference. Once you have the common difference, you can find the nth term. Once you have the nth term, you can substitute for Sn, sum of n terms. But for that, you have to identify what type of series it is. I think mostly you're studying or concentrating on the arithmetic one only. So yes, if you have the answer, if you got the answer, I would request you to type that in the chat box. Purnashri, what you got? Is it something like option B? The sum of all two-digit odd numbers. Dear children, can you please just respond whether am I audible or not? Because I'm not able to see any update in the chat box. Okay, it's 2475. Let's check. We have started from this. We know the two-digit term, it starts with 11 and ends with 9. There is a common difference too that's happening here. So, with the common difference, with the first and the, okay, it is option D, that is 2475 itself. So, with the common difference and the criteria, that is A is equal to 11 and that's A1 is equal to 11, A2 equal to 13, AN equal to 99, I was able to identify the series. It's an AP, it's an arithmetic progression. So if it's an arithmetic progression, I'll be able to find AN as AN is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D, the very basic formula that you have studied. So if I have the formula AN is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D, I know the first term is 11. The common difference D is 2. I want to find N. N is the total number of terms. So 99 is equal to 11 plus N minus 1 into D. That is 2N minus 1. It is 99 plus 11. From this, I could solve and I'll be able to get the N as 45. Okay. After solving this, you'll be able to get the value of N as 45. Once you have the value of N, it's sum of N terms. N by 2 into 2A plus N minus 1 into D. It's 45 by 2 into 2 into 11 plus N is 45 minus 1 into 2. You have to just solve it and you'll get the sum of the terms. Very basic formula. You need to just identify the first term, the last term, how the series is going to be. You have studied all the formulas related to the first term and all of that, how it is working, the sum of the terms, and you have to substitute it and you'll get the answer. And the answer is option D also. I hope all of you got the answer. If there are any queries, okay. Jaishwa, happy to hear the answer from you. And it's completely fine that at times you are not able to give me the complete answer. And please do just note down the questions because I want all of you to revisit these questions whenever you're free. It's not like you have to write the question completely. Just the very basic data that is given in the question is very important for each and everyone. Then only you'll get an understanding if you're planning to revisit the question. I think majority have mentioned option D only. Now we'll move to the next question. The same one. The same thing that we have mentioned earlier. You know the formula. Polygon has 27 diagonals. What's the number of its sides? Give me the answer. Is it something like 12, 6, 9, or 18? Is it something like 12, 6, 9, or 18? This I want an answer from you because we have solved the same question today. Okay, somebody has mentioned, is it C? Okay. What was the formula? Okay, it's 9. That is option C itself. 9 is option C itself. What was the formula that we have studied? Diagonals is equal to n into n minus 3 by 2. 27 is equal to n into n minus 3 by 2. So you'll be able to write this as n square minus 3n minus 54 is equal to 0. You have got a positive and a negative. When it comes to diagonals, I'll be able to take the positive value only. So that is 9. And I hope almost all of them have typed the answer in the chat box. Completely fine and good to go. Okay. Yes, that's what the formula. You have to just remember this formula. Now, this is a question that you're just going to give me an answer when you're looking at it. The value of sine theta plus cos theta will be greatest when theta is 30 degree, 45 degrees, 60 degree, 90 degree. No need to use no need to use pen, no need to write. Just think and then give me the answer. What's the value of sine 30 and cos 30? What's the value of sine 45 and cos 45? What's the value of sine 60 and cos 60? What's the value of sine 90 and cos 90? Don't use your pen. Just calculate or think about it in your mind and give me the answer. Okay, it's 45. Somebody has mentioned that's 45. Somebody has mentioned that's 60. Okay. Those students have given me different angles. Just go and revisit. Just go and revisit what you have done. Okay, it's 45. Very large number of people have answered. This is such a very basic question, right? What's the answer, Siddharth? The value of theta is greatest when it comes to sine theta plus cos theta. You have theta 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, and 90 degree. I have written this and shown because I want all of you to understand. Sine 30 is 1 by 2, cos 30 is root 3 by 2. I don't want anyone to use pen and book. Sine 45 1 by root 2, cos 45 1 by root 2, sine 60 root 3 by 2, cos 60 1 by 2, sine 90 1, cos 90 0. So you have everything. And when you're just taking it's 1.361 and 1.414. So 1.414 is the highest and it's option B. So yes, okay. This is the question from the chapter determinant. Which are way you feel is easy for you, comfortable for you, you can solve the problem. The factors of the determinant x, a, b, a, x, b, a, b, x, r. Look at the options. X minus a, x minus b, x plus a plus b. X plus a, x plus b, x minus a plus b. X plus a, x plus b, x plus a plus b, x minus a, x minus b, x minus a minus b. Even you can use the general method of solving, but the only problem is it will take more time. If you want something like column or row substitution, you can do that and then you can give me the answer. If you're ready to do any column or row substitution, you can do that and then give me the answer. Factors of the determinant XAB, AXB, and ABX are. There is a very slight change in each and every option. So just be careful when you're solving. A sign is going to cost a lot. How many of you got the answer? What's the status? Are you able to follow us? Neela, I hope you got the answer. What's the answer? I'm just going to work on rows. X minus A minus X, A minus B. It's A, option A, okay. Row 1 becomes row 1 minus row 2. X minus A minus X, and 0, AXB, ABX. Now I have R2 is equal to R2 minus R3. So AA it's gone. This is X minus B and this is B minus X. Now, if you're just taking any term, something like X minus B or X minus A outside, you just have to put a negative sign, that's all. This is X minus A, so 1 minus 1, 0. This is X minus B, so 0, 1 minus 1, AXB. Now, you can start from 1. Only 2 terms you have to take in order to solve this. So you have X minus A, X minus B, 1 into this is X minus minus B, that is plus B, minus minus 1 becomes plus 1. Then this is 0 into X, it's gone, minus minus A, that is plus A. So here there is an A, here there is an X plus B plus A. So we got the answer X minus A, X minus B, X plus B plus A, which is like option A. I think the students have typed option A only here. Yeah, it is option A. Indeed, it's true. And even those students who are doing it with the regular way or the regular method, I'll just wait for you. Initially, I have thought about X minus A or X minus B, and then I have started solving this question. So just look at this and then we'll move to the next question. I'm looking at the chat box only because if there are any queries, I want to address that. So that's why. Yes, that is the answer, Krishan. Any other any queries or anything else from your side? I hope we'll move forward to the next question. Okay, this is a very simple question. I think most of you might have solved this, the same question itself. If x square plus y square plus sin y equal to 4, then the value of d square y by d square at the points minus 2, 0. You have this equation, find dy by dx, then find d square y by dx, then you have the values to substitute, that is minus 2 and 0. And then give us the answer. The equation is x square plus y square plus sin y equal to 4. And you have to find d square y by dx square at the point minus 2, 0. Is it something like minus 34, minus 32, minus 2 or 4? Find dy by dx, then d square y by dx, or even dy by dx, then substitute these values, then find d square y by dx. Everything is fine. So just solve this question and give us the answer. So here we have to differentiate. So x square plus y square plus sin y equal to 4. So this becomes 2x, 2y dy by dx, sin y is cos y dy by dx, 4 is 0. You have 2y dy by dx plus cos y dy by dx equal to minus 2x. You can find dy by dx as minus 2x by 2y plus cos y. Now I have told you we have the values here. So minus 2 and 0. So cos 0 is 1. This is gone. So minus 2 into minus 2, that becomes 4. So 4, we got the value. Now how about d square y by dx square? 2y plus cos y, that is u by v form. D by dx of u by v. You can use the formula. So v into minus 2x is minus 2 plus 2x into 2y is 2, cos y is minus sin y dy by dx divided by v square. So 2y plus cos y the whole square. Now you have the values minus 2 and 0. So y is 0, cos 0 is 1. Here you will just have a 1 minus 2 plus 2 into x is minus 2. You have to substitute that minus sin 0 into 4. Because dy by dx, why we have substituted it here is there will be a dy by dx term here and I have to substitute it. So here it's 4, 2 into 0 plus cos 0 the whole square. So after solving this, we'll get the answer as minus 34. That is option A. I'm just going to look at the chat box. Mahita, there is a negative sign. Here it becomes 1 into minus 2. So there is a minus 2 also here. Here also there is a minus 2. Minus 32, this will be, and this will be a minus 2. So minus 2 plus minus 32, that becomes minus 34. I hope the sign is clear to all of you. The sign part. I hope it's clear. Okay, there is a negative, completely fine. So I hope you got an idea about all the questions that we have discussed so far. If you want me to repeat any questions, we can do that. The probability question, and there was somebody who was saying 2 options. I'll look into that. I'll just solve it on my own and we'll start discussing that in the next class as the first question. And in the next class, I'll give you a very basic idea on what you need to know when it comes to arithmetic progression, geometric progression, and also harmonic. That will be the very basic theory that we'll be discussing. Okay. Is there anything else that you want to communicate? So I think that's all for today's session. I know it was random explanation of different questions. So next week, we'll discuss the chapter called probability, and I hope that's fine. And sets and relations, we have not discussed today. We'll be discussing it as maybe as one topic for the next one. And I hope the screen is visible to all of you. Just wanted to introduce one more event to everyone. There is something called a practice test that happens on every Sunday between 4 to 5 p.m. I don't know whether any of you have explored those platforms. If you have not explored the platform, I would request everybody to just look at that. You can register in this portal. You can register as a student. You can log in. There are a lot of materials available for each and every one of you. Previous year's question papers, solved questions, and every Sunday there is a live test that is also happening. So you can just go to the page amrita.edu/practice test. There you'll have 2 places. One is term search, the sessions that you are already attending, and the second one is the practice test. So Is there anything that you want to convey today? Is there anything that you want to communicate with me? I hope the sessions are useful, and that's the end of today's session. We'll meet on next Tuesday, and I'll be able to clear all your queries, and I'll come up with slides of the mean and all of that. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a very good evening. And I hope the sessions are useful. If you have any comments or anything, I would request you to type that in the chat box so that I'll get an understanding. The portal is amrita.edu/practice test. Amrita.edu/practice test. I hope you got the answer, Gokul. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you all. You have a doubt on the entrance exam, just type what is your doubt. The applications are already open, that I can say. And mostly every year it will be like 2 times. It will be occurring 2 times. One is before your board exams and after your board exams. And yeah, we'll update you with the dates and all the other details soon. So yes, I hope that's clear to you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you all. We can meet on next Tuesday evening, the same time. Thank you, everyone.